Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Be Back Bandz. So today I did this eye look and I did this makeup face, and also in the video before or after this, I'm not sure, I did my nose contour and I showed you how I do my nose. How I do my nose contour. So if you'd like to see that, please go watch that video. I can't stop looking at myself because but yeah guys, if you want to see how I achieve this look, please continue watching and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So guys, first I'm gonna use this color palette from Foschini, and I'm gonna use that grayish color. This color wasn't actually a good idea, but I thought it would be a good idea to use it at the beginning. So yeah, I took that color in a fluffy brush and I blended it out on my eyelid or eyelids. What you do in the one eye, you do in the other. And as you can see, like, the color was looking too gray. When I was looking at it in the palette, it looked like it had, like, you know, nice purplish undertones, but I don't know, it just wasn't working out. So I used that other peachy color that you just saw, and I went in with the same brush and I blended the color out, and that seemed to yield results I was happy with. So yeah, I just blended the color out and I tried to blend it towards my eyebrows, just so I don't have that halo effect that I don't actually like. And as you can see, I'm quite happy with how my eye is looking at this moment. And I'm showing you the brush that I'm going to use for my second color, or my main color. Basically, like, this eyeshadow look wasn't very colorful, so I went into my Revolution Reloaded Velvet Rose Reloaded palette, and I took I used this brush because I just wanted to make like a line, but like a thick line, so that when I cut my crease it doesn't look too bad. So I blended the color out with a smaller brush. Just this brush is fluffier and it allows the color to just blend a bit easier or diffuse easier on my eyelid. The shape I was going for in the beginning was like a winged liner shape, but then I changed my mind. But anyway, I'm now going forward, I'm digressing. So yeah, I just blended the color out on both of my eyelids, and also this color looked a lot more purple than I would have liked, so I think in future I would use a browner color. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease. I'm taking my brush and I'm going to my flat brush that I always use to cut my crease, and I'm gonna go on my crease and just do like a half cut crease, kind of. I'm saying crease a lot, but yeah, I'm doing like a half cut crease, and I'm packing that concealer on so that the color is going to pop, because I want to use a light color on my eye. I really should have blended that purple better, but yeah, I did later on. So then I'm going to go into this light color and I'm going to mix it with a the lightest color in this palette. I'm going to go into, the colors are like diagonal from each other. And I mixed the colors because the other color was like super light. I don't know why it looked so dark on my eyelid in the beginning, but it was actually like really light, and that's what I was going for, like a really light eye look. So yeah, I just blended the color out on my eye, and just take your time with this. And I'm using this brush because I don't want it to disturb the color on top of my eye, or the first color that I use, the color of my crease. Yes, that's the right wording, the color on my crease. So yeah, I just keep going back into those two colors and just making sure that my eyelid is properly covered and that concealer is set on my eyes. So yeah, and I'm making sure to just blend everything out properly. and just also make sure that the brush you're using doesn't disturb the color on the top. Like obviously you want the colors to blend nicely, but you don't want to disturb your first color or make it less pigmented. And obviously, as always, what you do on the other eye, you do also on the other eye. What happens on the left side must happen on the right side too. And be sure that you're packing the color on, slide it on if you can. I like to pack it on, but also just sliding it on works. But I find that packing it on might sometimes disturb your concealer, so just like glide the brush over your eye. I don't know if that makes sense. I really spent a lot of time putting on this eyeshadow, but you want to make sure that your eyeshadow is obviously looking super proper. So after that, I went in with the fluffy brush and I tried to blend out that purple brown color. I don't think it was very successful. I don't know why, but like the color just wasn't blending properly, and I don't know, I got kind of aggravated at some points, but I promise you, like, the end result did work out. So yeah, you know, makeup really is just trial and error, and at this point I was still, you know, this is when I decided that I'm not gonna do the whole winged eye thing. So I went into this brown color and decided to use that color, which is the color I think I should have used on the top of my crease. So I used that color to just blend out the eye. And as you can see, like, I've totally given up on trying to make this like a cat eye look, which is what I was intending to do. So now I just decided to just blend out that entire eye. So I'm taking the brown and I'm just also packing it in the corners of my eye, and then just dragging it in so that it blends out nicely with the lighter color, so that it's not such a huge contrast between the two colors. And as you can see, I felt like it was working. Yeah, I felt like this was working out for me, so I was pretty happy with this. And I just keep going back into the color, dipping it in. I make sure to brush off my brush, dust off my brush, just to make sure there's not any excess product, and also just blending it in with the brown with the purple color that I used before, just to make sure that everything blends out nicely. Blending is important. And as you can see, I'm looking pretty happy. Well, maybe not see, but I was pretty happy with how my makeup was looking at this stage. So I went in with my black liner and I did just a simple line liner, and then I put on my mascara, and I'm attempting to show you my eyeshadow at this point. I know it looks weird, but like when the makeup is done, it's gonna look cuter. So now, as I said before, I did my contour, and if you want to see that, please watch the previous video. And I accidentally put my foundation on my nose. I was so mad, but I ended up being able to fix it, so I'm happy about that. I don't know what happened to the lighting, but I think I prefer how the lighting looks in the latter part of this video than in the former. Let me know what you guys think, but honestly, I was pretty happy with how this lighting was looking. Like, yes, I was really feeling this lighting at this point. So yeah, just blend out my foundation. I know I usually speed this process up, but I just thought I haven't done like a normal, you know, time foundation routine or face routine. Not that anything's different, but I don't know, I just thought I should do it like this. At this point, I told you guys, like in the previous video, that I'm not used to this foundation, this concealer before foundation. So at this point I was a bit scared. I know what you're thinking. You're like, girl, your makeup is looking shoddy. Trust me, baby G, I was also thinking the same thing. I was like, girl, what did you do? But I just, you know, thought, you know what, let me just blend it out. Because at this point it was like my makeup is a beard, if you know what I mean. Like, it looks very beardy on my face. It looks like it's just hyperpigmentation that I basically made for myself, you know, like. But I promise you, like, I'm gonna blend it out and it's all gonna look proper at the end. But yeah, I was a bit hesitant at this point. I was like, sis, what are you doing? But yeah, I just continued blending my foundation out with my brush. Obviously, with my blender, I always go in with my brush first and then my blender thereafter. Yeah, and also side note, I'm really loving my brows today. Like these brows, yes ma'am, yes, these are the brows. So yeah, it's important to blend, guys, because also like the beard is kind of going away now. So if I didn't blend, I'd obviously be in a lot of trouble. But the beard was going away, and I was happy. I was getting, I was getting used to how my face was looking. And then I took my camouflage concealer from Essence, and I like to use obviously a lighter concealer because I feel like my first concealer is too close to my skin tone. So I like to use a lighter concealer because I really like a highlighted under eye. But if you don't, I would recommend using a concealer that's closer to your skin tone. But if you're like me and you like to look, you like to have your under eyes super highlighted, then I would recommend using a shade 2 or 3 shades lighter than you, then like 1 shade or something that's more close to your skin tone. And as I was blending this out, I realized that I was gonna be okay with my base. Like my base was looking great, and as you can see, like it's coming together. So I used my powder to set under my under eyes. I do bake sometimes, but I don't know, like I wasn't going anywhere today. I don't need my makeup to last for a long time, so I decided not to bake. I just put, set the concealer under my eyes with just powder, instead of baking under my under eyes, because I don't know, it was just like it's a waste of makeup to be baking, because baking requires powder and makeup is expensive. So yeah, I just continued, setting. I set my nose contour, or nose highlights, and then I set under my under eyes. And yeah, this lighting though, yes ma'am. I feel like I look like a doll at this point, guys. I'm so pretty though. Oh child, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. You're feeling yourself at this point. Okay, so up next, I decided to go into my palette, and I use this palette to contour my face. This is literally just eyeshadow that I use to contour my face because I'm out of face contour powder or compact powder. So I literally went into that reloaded palette and I just used like a brown color that wasn't warm, just to make sure that my face is snatched, honey child. As you can see, baby G is looking snatched. I don't really need it because I already naturally have high cheekbones, but obviously makeup is there to accentuate your features. So I also decided to use that powder to set my nose contour, because previously I just used the foundation. I use a darker foundation, but there's more on that in that video, so please go and watch it before or after this one. If you haven't watched it, obviously after. So now I'm going to bronze my face with my bronzer, just to make sure, I'm looking all kinds of glowy. Bronze my face, and it's so weird that I'm not used to it. It's a small liner or like a thin liner, but I'm actually into it. Like I really was into it. I admired myself a lot while I was doing my makeup. I think I'm gonna call this a soft glam eye, because I'm really feeling like it's soft glam, and soft glam is hard for me to do. So I think this is the closest I've gotten to doing soft glam. So I'm definitely gonna call this like a soft glam makeup look. Let me know if you guys think it's soft glam, but I really feel like it is. And wow, girl, it is time for me to do my hair, but that's not what this video. But I say collabo.
And that is it, guys.
So now I'm just highlighting my face, and as you saw, like I like to highlight down the bridge of my nose. Now I'm going to just highlight and
subscribe. And please don't forget to share on your WhatsApp, your Instagram, and your Twitter. Yeah, it really goes a long way. And just get the subscriber counts up. Oh, I forgot to set my face. But yeah, let me just go do that quickly. I would have put on lashes, but I really wouldn't do that because I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.